Good afternoon, everyone. My name is John Harvey, and I am your host on the Modern Conservative Podcast on this bright and sunny day, Tuesday. Today, I'm going to be all over the place because our country is literally all over the place. You know, for those of you who don't know, I live in Salt Lake City, Utah. Well, close to it. I would never live in that cesspool ever again. But, you know, we've got a mayor down here named Erin Mendenhall. And she's quite the jackass. You know, she has now made it so that children now have to wear masks to school. Even though they always tell you to follow the science, follow the science, follow the science. But when you do follow the science, they don't want to hear it. And sometimes it's their own science. These politicians make me sick, especially this particular one. You know, a year ago, they were telling us COVID rarely spreads through children. Now COVID is spreading because of children and the unvaccinated. Though the vaccinated, their numbers are through the roof. I'm hearing of people now losing their job if they don't get vaccinated. Schools are asking kids to get vaccinated or find somewhere else to get your education. My first question is to them, well, then give me my damn refund. Because homie, don't play that. You ain't going to kick me out and still keep my money. That's what you're not going to do. Oh, no. That's just not going to happen. But as far as the mask, it's amazing to me nowadays how ludicrous people really can be when it comes to the education of the mask. The mask or scarf over your damn face, hell, you even can put your toboggan over your face and it's good enough to be a mask. Hell, you could now wear a beard and have a mask on, and it's supposedly to be safe. You people out there that are wearing masks, I need to know, why the hell do you wear the mask? Is it because you can't take the damn time to educate yourself on what we we non-wearers of mask believe? Do you think we come with this conclusion because we don't know any better? And you all assume because we don't wear a mask, we are all Trump supporters. I am, yes, I am. But I guarantee you, not everybody that does not believe in the mask are Trump supporters. Actually, it's not even about Trump. It's about politics. The government politics promoting fear in this country over common sense. The common sense is simply this. Your masks don't work. I know you're saying, John, how do you know the masks don't work? Okay, let me give you a little bit of education for all of you who haven't done it yourself. And you want to walk around in the stores with your mask on, drive around in your cars with your mask on. You want to sit out in the park, smoke a cigarette with your mask on. Let me give you some education, for example. The N95 mask. The N95 mask is a mask that will aid you in the suppression of inhaling the virus. Now, it does not stop the virus. Let's get that straight. And I don't care what anybody tells you, study after study after study after study that I've read, and most of them not in the United States, by the way, because you get a completely different study here. For some reason, they don't tell you what you need to know. They tell you what they want you to know. Okay, the N95 mask. The pores on the N95 mask are 5 nanometers up to 300 nanometers. Okay, that's a large variant, I mind you. 5 nanometers to 300 nanometers. That means that's the pore size. But here's the problem with that. The N95 mask can only stop the COVID virus if it's on a particle bigger than 5 nanometers. Because the actual COVID virus itself is 0.0120 nanometers, which means it's smaller than a micron. One more time. It's smaller than a micron. N95 mask, 5 nanometers up to 300 nanometers. COVID is smaller than 1 nanometer by a lot. By a lot. Basically, that's like throwing BBs through a chain link fence. So for all you out there who don't understand this, just look it up, because I really get tired of watching you people walk around this damn country with the mask on, thinking you're safe and you're preventing something. All you're doing is make yourself look ill-informed. You're making yourself look ignorant. And look, I've always said this time and time and time again. It is a lot easier to be ignorant than it is intelligent. Because intelligence actually takes some work. You got to read something. You got to learn something. And CNN or Wikipedia are not the best institution to gain your education from, nor is Fox News. But some of you just don't get it. You'd rather walk around this country think you're actually doing something. Now, here's something for you. You parents out there who are trying to sue the school districts because they banned masks. What they said was, your child does not have to wear a mask. But they did not say, if you want your kid to wear a mask, let your kid wear a damn mask. So what you're trying to do is force everybody to look stupid like you because you don't want to feel stupid by yourself. Misery loves company. And, you know, the vaccine, 1 minute the vaccine is absolutely a no-go for children. Now it's only a go for children and adults. If you want to get your child vaccinated, that's on you. I don't care. Actually, let me back up. I do care. It's a shame that your parents are not smart enough to know what's going on in the world as far as the vaccines and the mask. Because of their ignorance, they put that on their kids and subject to their kids to something that you don't know what's going to happen. You subject your kids to what you have no clue what's going to happen. First of all, and all of you are people out there, and I've said it before, 1, 2, 3 times on this show. All of you people who call yourself vegans, all you people who call yourself vegetarians, you worry about I can't even talk. You worry about ingesting gluten and chemicals, but you put a damn chemical in your body that you don't have a clue as what it is. It could be horse piss for you know, as far as we know. But you put it in your body without asking any damn questions. And you expect the rest of us to do the same thing. No, it doesn't work that way. In our world, we use what's called common sense. Common sense. You go and put stuff in your body that there's been no control studies that we know. When's the last time you heard of a study outside of the federal government or the medical companies? There's been no private studies on this. And why is that? No control studies. Why is that? Why is it no one said, hey, look, this stuff has worked 100% of the times? Why isn't we heard anybody say, hey, this stuff is really bad for you, but you got a 39% chance, according to Israel, as far as the Pfizer vaccine. 39%. Is your math that damn bad? Is your math really that bad? You got a virus that you have a 95, 98% chance of recovering for if under the age of 65. And then you got a 39% chance of the Pfizer vaccine actually working for you, period. Not to mention, you don't even know what it's going to do to you long term. Men may have 3 testicles that don't work. Women may have 3 breasts that fall off. You don't know any of this stuff. Why the hell take the chance? Why the hell take the chance? And I'm especially talking to these people who do not take pharmaceutical medicine. I'm really talking to you guys because for some reason you're ingesting something that hasn't been approved by the FDA until yesterday. And that was the Pfizer vaccine. Until yesterday. But you're putting something in your system that you don't know, you know nothing about. You have no clue what's in that syringe. And then you're asking everybody else, you anti-vaxxer need to take a vaccine because you're going to kill all of us. No, my dear, my friend, sir, ma'am, you're killing yourself. If something happens to you, you killed yourself. And I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be absolutely honest with everybody on the air. It's not my problem. It's not my problem. You chose not to listen to common sense. We understand there is a such thing called science. But science is not always healthy. And I can prove that. For all of you people who want to know what an untested drug can do, look up thalidomide. It was tested, but very briefly. Look up thalidomide. I dare you, look it up. And see what happened to children when mothers took it just for nausea. It was just a nausea drug. And here's another thing. As far as those masks, you know, in the military, you know, there are certain things you do in the military to protect yourself. You know, for smoke, you have a respirator. Even painting, you have a respirator. If you're mining coal, you have a respirator or a filtration system. For pesticides, you have a respirator. Now, a respirator does not allow outside particulates under the mask. For radiation or radioactivity, they wear respirators. But here's a question. I gave you 5 examples of respirators to save your life. Once again, respirators are to save your life. It's to keep you from inhaling chemicals or particles that will kill you either today or further down the road. Now, people listen to this with common sense. Listen to this. 5 examples of real reasons to wear a respirator. Now, COVID is supposed to be the deadliest virus on the planet right now. And we're wearing a paper damn mask. A paper mask. No, not me. You're wearing a paper mask. Tell me, how much common sense is that? You know, when they when the asbestos abatement company goes into a basement or to an older home and pull down popcorn ceiling that has asbestos in it, guess what they're wearing? Guess what they're wearing? They are wearing a freaking respirator. A respirator. And why is that? Because, in case you didn't know this, because when they tear down the asbestos, little particles, little fibers fly in the air. And what those fibers do, they will collect in your lungs. And over a period of time, they cause cancer. Mesothelioma, something like that. It causes cancer. For the world's deadliest virus, you're wearing a damn paper mask. If that doesn't trigger your common sense, you are doomed. You are absolutely doomed. And that the government is pushing it so damn hard, another trigger for common sense. You know, SARS-2, SARS-1, COVID, no paper mask. MERS, no paper mask, no respirator. Common sense says to me, why are they pushing it so hard now? My job isn't to change your mind. My job is just to make you think. My job is just to trigger your common sense. Hopefully, if I trigger your common sense, it would trigger further thoughts within you to say, hey, wait a minute. I never thought about it this way. I'm going to give you an example that I had given last week. If a person farts between two butt cheeks, a pair of underwear, and a tight pair of jeans, and you still can smell it, do you really think your damn paper mask is going to change anything? Not likely. Hey, let's add one more element to that. And you're sitting down. You think that's going to change anything? And for those of you who live in Utah, we had a summer full of fires. If you walk outside of your house or had walked outside of your house and you had your mask on for the reason of COVID, not because you have asthma or respiratory issues, only because of COVID, do you recall how you smelled the smoke? Do you recall when you walk into a restaurant and you can still smell food cooking? Come on, people, use common sense. All this crap they're doing out there, it's not for your benefit. Trust me, it's not for your benefit. They don't give a damn about you. It's about making money. Absolutely about making money. Because let me tell you, now, this is my thoughts. These are my thoughts. Now, the Pfizer vaccine is now approved by the FDA. Now, half the country has not taken the shots. Half the country won't take the shots. But now if you look and you'll see Biden comes out and making their employees get vaccinated. Now, what's going to happen? Your employer is going to say to you, you need to get vaccinated in order to work here. So what do you got to do? Now you got to go get the shot. But guess what? The free trial is over with. Now you have to start paying for these shots. Or at least your booster shots. Because common sense tells me if they made the drug approval for distribution as far as commercial, well, half the country already has the shots. So if Pfizer now is going to go commercial with the drug, which simply means this, they're going to force you to get the shot via your employer. Then you're going to have to pay for it, or insurance is going to have to pay for it, one of the two. See, and then they're going to make money on that third shot off the vaccinated people because they figured this. These people already have the first 2 shots. They're idiots. They'll get a booster. So we'll make millions off them as well. Billions off them as well. Billions with a capital B. Well, now a billion don't mean anything when you think about the Biden administration because they're giving out trillions now. So my thoughts are they're going to start charging the non-vaxxers that are forced to take the vaccine to maintain their lifestyle. Say, but I got a little catch for them. As far as my lifestyle, you can't hurt my lifestyle. Because I know I can go without because I practice it. Well, not really, but at least in my head. But no, really, I practice it. I know what's coming down the road. I prepare for what's coming down the road. No, and I'm not even a prepper. I'm a big fan of common sense. I know what's coming down the road. All you have to do is look at the past year and a half. All you have to do is look at the past year and a half. That's the roadmap they're trying to get to. And they're damn well trying to do it before 2022. They're damn well going to do it before 2022. You're going to see some changes in this country because of COVID as the cover. You're going to ask yourself, where the hell was I at? Well, your head was up your ass. It was. Because it wasn't out there thinking about, what the hell are these people doing? No, you walked around here like sheep. Not think about anything. Say, hey, I'm on Team Biden. Yeah, rah, rah, rah. Well, Club Biden don't give a damn about you people. Me, you, or anybody else. If you notice, everything we do nowadays is China, 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 China. Everything is China, China, China. Have you people not noticed this? China, China, China. The swabs you get, the PCR test from China. Coated with OE from China. The only ones they prefer to give you are the ones from China. You can't ask for one, hey, can I have one that's China free? Nope, they're all from China. Because they all have ethylene oxide on them. A chemical that no one knows why the hell is it, why is it up there? Because it's a carcinogen. It's harmful to humans. It's harmful to breathe, but we stick it up our nose, halfway up to your brain. Ludicrous. Absolutely ludicrous. It makes no sense. It makes no sense whatsoever. Anyway, we'll meet you on the other side. Commercial break coming up. This is John, the Modern Conservative Podcast. We are back. We are back. We are back. My name is John Harvey, and I'm your host on the Modern Conservative Podcast. Hey, if you guys want to reach out to me, I could be reached at the Modern Conservative Podcast at gmail.com, or you can go to my Facebook page, the Modern Conservative Podcast. And I'd love to hear from you. Follow me. Share this video. If you think I'm crazy, share this video. I was just talking off the air, and something came to my attention. I had forgotten to mention about Australia before I get to Afghanistan. Australia has gone absolutely crazy. You know, I was just informed that in Australia, well, I already had known that Australia, you can't leave your house. They've got the military marching up and down the street. Now, they would do that here if they could. But see, there's one inherent difference that we have that Australia doesn't have, is that, well, we have a constitution. And in that constitution, there's this number 2. It's called Second Amendment. The prettiest 2 I've ever seen. And that 2 says, we have the right to bear arms, to protect our property, our family, and ourselves from tyranny of the federal government. Like I've stated before, the Second Amendment is not so we can go out and shoot deer. Absolutely isn't. Now, Australia, they do not allow guns as well. There's a reason why the Europe is so damn crazy right now. There's a reason why the terrorists can go up there and blow up an airport so damn easy over there, because sometimes the bobbies are walking around with batons in some cities. And some of them do carry guns as well. But in Australia, my sound engineer was telling me that in Australia, they were going out and he had seen a video. Couple was in the hospital, and the cops came and took the little boy out of the hospital to take him to get vaccinated against his father's and mother's will. And he started fighting the cops. You know, think about that for one moment. Think about how you would feel if you believed in what we believed, but yet you kept your mouth closed. And then you became the subject of something like that with your child. Look at the schools, for example. Look at the schools, for example. How long do you think it's going to take before they're forcing your kids to get vaccinated? How long do you think it's going to take? Because that's where Pfizer is going to make their money, on the children. That's where Moderna is going to make their money, on the children. That's where J&J is going to make their money, is on your children. Think about it for a second. There's people listen to me right now, and I've said many times, please share the video. Please share my thoughts if you agree with them. And if you listen to this podcast more than twice, you most likely agree with some, if not all, of what I say. But I don't understand why you don't share it every chance you get. Because at the end of the day, it affects us all. Though you keep your mouth shut, it doesn't isolate you from the problem. That just means you are less of a participant trying to resolve something that the government is trying to do to us as a people. You may think you're sitting there undercover, quiet, non-mask wearing, non-vaxxer. Well, that doesn't help us out at all. Because the other side's going to say, you agree with them. That's why we don't hear from you. I just think we need to do a better job at spreading the message. You spread the message over and over and over and over and over again. You know, in advertising, they say, once somebody sees something 7 times, it becomes habit forming. After about 7 times, they click and see what's it about. I pray to God that's true. I do this podcast not because I make any money off of it. It's not monetized. I sit here twice a week, an hour a day, to talk to you guys. To let you know you're not crazy. To let you know I see the same things you do. Sometimes I may see it in a different way. But at the end of the day, we know what's going on as a group. And not everybody that listens to me are all conservatives, all Republicans, all Democrats. I dare to say there's a menagerie of different types of people. Because at the end of the day, we all have kids. Most of us have children. And there is no damn school in this country should ever make the decision on my child's medical needs for their benefit. That goes for my kids, your children's kids, kids in Europe, Canada, South America. Parents make the decision. No medical company, no mayor, no governor, and least of all, the President of the United States. I wonder how many of these people are telling you, get your kids vaccinated, but at the same time, they don't vaccinate their own children. I wonder how many. Because it's easy to get out there to tell you what to do, but it's not always easy to do what you're saying. Because I can promise you this. Some of these damn mayors are saying to themselves, I don't believe in this crap. I think COVID is exaggeration, but I got to play along with the game. I got to play along to get along and to get over. And who they're going to get over on? The American people. The American people. I'm not looking to be another Australia. Are you? Because if you're not doing anything, you're not reaching out, you're not sharing, that means some people say you're not caring. And if you're not caring, you deserve what you get. You deserve what you get. Because if you're listening to me, I'm asking you to do some work without having to do a lot of work. We all know nowadays it's all about tech. This is a tech society. Those of us who think and believe what we believe can't say things freely on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. But I can say it when I'm talking directly to you in your ear twice a week. And then you can share this to people who can't hear this, who don't hear us, who don't even know about what we're thinking. A lot of you saying, hey, look, I can't share this on my Facebook or they'll shut me down. Screw your Facebook. Screw your damn Facebook. Use Facebook as a vehicle to spread your message until the wheels fall off. If they shut you down, they shut you down for a week or two. Because if your real world is Facebook, you might want to rethink that. You might want to rethink that. Because I can tell you one damn thing. The real world can do more harm to you than Facebook ever could. The most Facebook can do is spread propaganda and shut you down. But lack of knowledge is lack of power. You've got to understand that. The lack of knowledge is a lack of power. That goes in business. There's a saying in business, feed your brains and your pocket will grow. Hence the reason why it's suggested that you go to college. It's more money. You make more money. It's the same thing about intelligence. You are more scarier to an individual or to a group when you can exhibit knowledge and intelligence. Once again, it's a lot easier to be ignorant than it is to be intelligent. Because every time you share one of my podcasts, you've sent it to somebody who you've told that, hey, I have confidence in what that man is saying. Because everything that I tell you, you can check it. Because I am one of those that sit and I read and see what's going on in the world. And I don't follow every conspiracy theory that's out there. Because yes, there are conspiracy theory out there. That's just from my perspective. There are a lot of conspiracy theories out there. But there's a lot of truth in some of those conspiracy theories. And then there's a lot of truth that they try to diminish by saying it's a conspiracy theory. So hence the reason why you need to obtain more education about what's going on in the world. Look, we all have lives. We all like to have fun. We like to get on our toys. I like to build things. We all like that stuff. But it's no good if you don't have the freedom that you were born with. It's absolutely no good. It's just a yard ornament. You know, if these people decide they want to buy up all the land and make it federal lands, and then you no longer can ride your ATVs on it, you're screwed. You know, if this infrastructure bill passes, you're screwed. Because now not only you got to pay for fuel to go on the trip, if you're driving, fuel, where you're going, destination costs, and a travel tax. A travel tax. And now they want to start a pilot program where kids ride bikes to school on electric bicycles. Look, let's be real. And for all of you out there who believe that solar is going to save us, rethink it. You live in a country of 340 million people. And they want to go 80% solar, wind. How is that going to happen? How is that going to happen? Who's going to make the batteries? Are they just going to pour water on the ground? They're going to sprout up? 98% of the components, listen to me, 98% of the components to make a battery takes electricity. Takes electricity and flames and fire. The 2% of the batteries, guess what? It's water. It's water, unless you're using lithium. But let me tell you about lithium batteries if you don't know anything about lithium batteries. Very dangerous. Very dangerous. Lithium batteries have what's called a battery management system, a BMS. If your battery management system go out on your batteries will explode. It will explode. Let me remind you of the Samsung S10, I think it was, how it was banned from airplanes. You couldn't even fly with that phone on, with the battery. Could not fly, because that's a serious problem with these batteries. And that little battery is just not a little explosion. It's a very big explosion. And what's scary about one of these batteries, your cell phone battery, it's an explosion. Yes, it's going to mess you up, especially if it's on you. If it's on your person anywhere, it's going to mess you up. Check YouTube and look and see what happens when you stick a nail or puncture a lithium battery, just a cell phone battery, or 18650. Watch what happens. So them talking about producing power to power this country, it's not going to happen the way they're telling you, the way they're telling you. Look, I love solar. My camper has solar on. I have a lot of power on my camper. But even then, you still got to have power. I mean, look at the Teslas, the ones that have been exploding. It's because of the battery. So these people in the White House right now don't care about your life. They do not care about your lifestyle. All they want you to do is to comply. You're going to get more compliance. Actually, I say you're going to get the government asking you to comply more and more every single day. From a man who can't even pull people out of Afghanistan. Look at Afghanistan right now. The dude needs not to be in office. If there was ever a president that needs to be moved from office, it's this man. It's this man, people. Somebody very close to me always say, I wish he would die. She's joking, of course. But I don't wish that on him. But I will tell you this. Somebody needs to slap the crap out of his wife. And I don't mean to say that as a man, to knock some sense into her. She knows her husband is being used by these people. How does she allow this? Dr. Jill Biden, you know your husband is borderline Alzheimer, dementia, Parkinson, whatever it is. I do not know. Something is wrong with him. We all know this. Some people just won't admit it. But she's allowing him to be used as a puppet, as a mouthpiece for the people such as Bernie Sanders and Ocasio-Cortez to push their agenda. And for those of you who don't know, Joe Biden is going to take the fall for it because I personally don't believe the man have the capacity to think past the next day. Look at what's going on in Afghanistan. I tell you this, I'm not a fan of Joe Biden, but that's not Joe Biden doing it. It's somebody else behind the scenes pushing to have him removed. I mean, you leave well over billions and billions of dollars of inventory for the enemy to have. I can tell you myself that I knew this was going to happen because, as I've said before, I'm Muslim. They don't care about the Western ways. We assume you can train them to be like us. No, that will never, ever, ever happen. As a matter of fact, there are people of that country that welcome the Taliban back. There are people who truly believe Sharia law is the way to go. You're not going to change that region. Russia tried, we tried, NATO's tried. It's not going to happen. They are very resilient, and I don't say this because I'm a Muslim. I say this because it's an obvious fact. Joe Biden should have known to get the American people out first, then the constituents to the United States military or NATO. They should have known this was going to happen. Hell, the Taliban was marching at the end of June and beginning of July towards Kabul. They were marching. So my question is, Why didn't we get the people out first, then remove the military, and then either get all our armament or destroy it? Why do we leave it to an enemy? Well, then again, we gave what? Iran, $500 million, $500 billion on a pallet. So maybe this was their way of paying them for some reason. I just don't get it. I don't get why people want this man in office. And here's something funny. Today, in his speech today, he said that we're going to allow Medicaid to negotiate prescription costs. Well, Joe, I hate to tell you guys, Trump had already done that. That was already done. Been there, done that. Oh, and he says he's going to give the middle class a tax break. Hey, Joe, here's another clue. Trump already had done that. We were already there. Remember, jackass, you're the one that rescinded both of those. You are the one who rescinded. Everything that Trump done that was working, you changed it. This is why we have the cesspool of a country that we have right now. This is why used cars are up 45%. This is why food is up 7%. And this is why gas is up 30%. That's because of you, Joe. And you people that voted for him because you didn't like Donald Trump because he had orange hair or because he grabbed the crotch years ago. But when we spoke of Joe sniffing little girls' hair, put himself in an awkward position on video next to children, we say absolutely nothing. The man is a known racist because it's in past videos with past comments. But he gets a pass. Now he's destroyed our damn country. Now you need somebody like whoever to come back and undo what's been done. Look, we've gone back to the old ways. That's for damn sure. We've gone back to the old ways. If things don't change soon, the good old days is a memory. Because 2022, if things don't change, we're going to be living in hell. And that's a promise. A living hell. Well, another day has ended. It's unfortunate. I'll be back Thursday at 5 o'clock. And we will continue where we picked off because there's some other things I want to talk about. You people stay safe out there. Stay away from that vaccine. This is John from the Modern Conservative Podcast. Take care.